Alex leaned over the control panel of the USS Horizon, scanning the readings on the monitor. The ship had been exploring the edges of a star system no human had charted before. The sensors were picking up a strange energy signature from a nearby planet. It was unlike anything the crew had seen. Bright pulses of light that seemed alive, almost like the planet itself was breathing. "Captain," Alex said, "this energy pattern is unusual. It doesn't match anything in our database." "Captain." Reyes, a tall, calm woman with silver streaks in her hair, stepped forward. "Could it be a natural phenomenon?" she asked. Alex shook his head. "No, this energy is too organized. It feels intelligent." The captain's eyes narrowed. "Then we investigate, but carefully. We don't know what we are dealing with." The landing team suited up. Alex, being the engineer, went with them. As the shuttle descended through the planet's thin atmosphere, the ground below shimmered with strange colors, like a living crystal forest. The air was thin but breathable, and the gravity slightly weaker than Earth's. The shuttle touched down near a massive palace built from dark, reflective crystal. Its spires pierced the sky, and the sunlight bounced off in patterns that made the structure look alive. A cold wind blew as the team approached the entrance. "Looks like no one has been here for centuries," said Lieutenant Mara, scanning for life signs. Alex laughed nervously. "Or maybe someone is waiting for us and hates visitors." The doors of the palace opened without warning, as if by magic. A tall figure appeared, floating slightly above the ground. She wore a flowing robe that shimmered like the night sky, and her eyes glowed with a soft, eerie light. "I am Lyra," she said, her voice smooth and deep, echoing slightly in the hall. "Why have you come to my home?" Alex swallowed. We saw your energy signals. We didn't mean to intrude." Lyra studied him. Her eyes lingered on him longer than anyone else. Alex felt an odd mix of fear and fascination. Who are you?" he asked. "I am the guardian of this world," Lyra replied. "And you, human, are different." Alex's heart raced. "Different? I guess I'm just me." He tried to joke, hoping to hide his nervousness. "Who would ever want me?" Lyra smiled, or at least it looked like a smile. Her gaze softened. "I want you." Alex froze. The words were not a threat, but they carried weight, a kind of curiosity he had never felt from anyone. You want me?" he stammered. "Yes," Lyra said simply. "Not to harm, but your energy, your spirit. It is rare. Humans are unpredictable. That is fascinating to me." The landing team looked uneasy, but Alex felt strangely calm. He realized that Lyra's interest was not about power or fear. She was studying him, learning from him. "Then, I guess we should talk," Alex said, taking a cautious step forward. Lyra nodded. "Yes, you are brave, human. Many fear the unknown, but you stepped forward." They walked deeper into the palace. The walls were made of dark crystal, reflecting shifting patterns of light. Strange plants grew along the floors, glowing softly. It felt alive, as if the palace itself was watching them. Lyra led them to a large chamber. The ceiling was high, and light from the crystals above painted the room in colors no human had names for. Alex could feel a strange energy buzzing in his veins. "This place, but it's incredible," he said. "How did you build it?" Lyra tilted her head. "I did not build it. I shaped it. The planet and I, we are connected." Alex marveled at her words. Humans had studied planets for centuries, but he had never imagined a being could communicate with an entire world. "Why me?" Alex asked quietly, unable to stop his curiosity. Lyra's glowing eyes met his. "Because humans are different from all others I have seen. You survive, you adapt, you inspire. Even when you fear, you act. That is unique." Alex thought of his life on Earth. He had always felt ordinary, even invisible. Now, this alien, older and wiser than any being he had ever known, saw something in him, something worth noticing. Before he could respond, the palace walls shifted, showing holographic images of distant galaxies and strange star systems. Lyra's voice echoed softly. I have observed many species. None have intrigued me as much as you humans. Your small bodies hold immense courage. Alex swallowed, amazed. I don't know what to say. Say nothing, Lyra replied. Just show me what humans can do. Outside the chamber, Lieutenant Mara whispered to Alex. Do you trust her? Alex looked at the alien, who was not threatening but studying them with intent curiosity. I think we have no choice but to find out. And maybe learn something in the process. Lyra floated closer to Alex, and he noticed the air around her shimmered, almost like heat waves. Prepare yourself, human, she said. Your world is small, but your spirit is vast. That is what I want to see. Alex took a deep breath. All right, let's do this. As the chamber doors closed behind them, he realized this encounter could change everything. Humans had always thought themselves alone in the galaxy. Now they were not alone, and not all beings wanted to harm them. Some, like Lyra, were curious, fascinated, and ready to test their limits. And Alex was at the center of it all. Part 2: Testing Human Limits. The chamber was vast, bigger than any building Alex had ever seen. Crystal columns rose like giant trees, and light shimmered across the walls in endless patterns. Every sound echoed softly, as if the palace itself was alive and listening. Lyra floated to the center of the room. Her eyes glowed brighter than before, and Alex felt a faint hum in his chest, like the energy of the planet was reaching into him. Humans, Lyra said, her voice smooth and commanding. You have survived in many environments. You have built machines, explored stars, and solved impossible problems. But now, you will show me more. Alex exchanged nervous glances with his crew. What do you mean by that? He asked. Lyra's lips curved slightly in a smile. You will face challenges, not to hurt you, but to test your limits, to see if humans are as remarkable as I have heard. Alex felt a mixture of fear and excitement. This was unlike any test he had ever faced. He glanced at Mara. Ready? Mara nodded, though her eyes betrayed unease. Let's see what humans can do. Suddenly, the floor beneath them began to shift. Crystal panels rose and fell, creating moving platforms. Bright beams of light shot from the walls, forming intricate patterns. The team realized they had entered a puzzle, a test. Alex, Mara shouted, we need to reach that platform in the center. But the patterns are changing too fast. Alex's mind raced. He quickly studied the timing of the beams. Step on the left panel, then right, then jump on the smaller crystals as they rise. Follow me. With careful steps and precise timing, Alex led the crew through the shifting floor. Every step required focus and quick thinking. Twice, Mara nearly slipped into a glowing gap, but Alex grabbed her just in time. Lyra watched silently, her eyes following every movement. Clever, she whispered. Humans have a strange combination of instinct and intelligence. Once, the team reached the center platform. The floor settled. A soft light surrounded them, and a doorway opened ahead. You succeeded, Lyra said. Many would have failed, but humans are unpredictable. That is what I value. Alex wiped sweat from his forehead. That was intense. What comes next? Lyra's expression remained calm. Next, you will face choice. Your mind will be tested, not your body. The room shifted again, and suddenly, each member of the crew found themselves alone in a different part of the chamber. Alex looked around and realized he was inside a glowing maze. Strange symbols floated in the air, moving as if alive. Think, Alex. Lyra's voice echoed around him. Your mind is your greatest tool. Use it. Alex studied the symbols. They were not random. They followed patterns. He noticed that certain colors always appeared together, forming a path. Using logic and observation, he slowly made his way through the maze. Hours seemed to pass, though only minutes had gone by. Finally, he reached a central room where a soft crystal chair awaited him. Lyra was there, floating gracefully above it. "You see, Alex," she said, "humans do not rely on strength alone. You observe, adapt, and find solutions. That is what makes your species unique." Alex sat, exhausted but proud. "I guess humans can surprise anyone, even a being as old as you." Lyra's eyes glowed softly. "Not just surprise, inspire. I have seen many species, many civilizations rise and fall. None have fascinated me like humans." Alex felt a mixture of pride and disbelief. He was just an engineer, one small human in the galaxy. Yet here he was, admired by an alien queen whose civilization was older than many stars. As he looked around, he noticed small energy creatures floating in the room. They reacted to his movements almost like they recognized his presence. Lyra explained that these creatures were extensions of her consciousness, and they could learn and adapt like humans did. Your curiosity, your courage, your humor, they affect everything around you, Lyra said. Humans are more than you know. That is why I am drawn to you. Alex smiled, feeling a strange connection to the alien and her palace. "So, you don't just want me for power or anything?" Lyra's smile widened. "No, I want to understand. I want to see how humans think, how you act, how you survive. That is more valuable than any power in the galaxy." Before Alex could respond, the palace trembled slightly. A warning light flashed across the crystal walls. Lyra's expression turned serious. While Alex and the crew navigated Lyra's challenging tests, the Queen floated silently above the chamber, observing them. From her perspective, humans were fascinating. They were fragile compared to her species, yet they carried something no ancient being could ignore: resilience. She studied Alex in particular. The human was small, unremarkable in appearance, yet his mind moved with speed and precision. Every decision he made, every calculation and instinctive move impressed her. He was clever, brave, and unpredictable, the qualities that made his species unique. Lyra's thoughts drifted to her past. She had witnessed countless civilizations rise and fall. She had watched species develop technology, create cities, and fight wars. Yet none had sparked her curiosity like humans. Others were often predictable. They feared her, obeyed her, or ignored her. But humans were different. They challenged the unknown. They adapted. They learned, and they laughed while doing so. Alex's humor in the face of danger intrigued her. Even as he faced moving platforms and glowing traps, he joked to calm himself and his crew. That simple act, the ability to remain human in extreme conditions, was extraordinary. "I have underestimated humans," she whispered to herself, her voice blending with the hum of the palace. "Perhaps they are more than I thought." As the humans progressed through the maze, Lyra sent small energy creatures to watch them. These creatures were extensions of her consciousness, yet they were learning from the humans. They mimicked Alex's movements, studied his decisions, and adapted to the challenges he faced. Lyra found herself both amused and impressed. Humans taught even her creations something new. She remembered the countless species she had observed. Most followed predictable patterns. They sought power, comfort, or control. Humans sought survival, yes, but they also sought understanding, connection, and growth. They were unpredictable because they valued more than immediate gain. They valued potential. Lyra floated closer to the humans, unseen, observing as Alex led his team through another challenge. The energy beams moved faster now. The maze became more complex. Alex's crew hesitated, but he remained calm. His courage was not reckless. It was informed by thought and trust in his own abilities. "This one," Lyra said quietly, referring to Alex, "is extraordinary. Even among humans, he stands out. His mind is sharp and his spirit, it burns brighter than I expected." She felt a strange warmth, something she rarely experienced. Curiosity alone did not bring this feeling. It was a mixture of admiration and fascination, a recognition that humans were capable of things that even she, an ancient being, could not fully predict. Lyra's palace began to shift subtly, adapting to the humans' presence. Walls moved, new obstacles appeared, but she felt no need to make the tests lethal. She wanted to observe, not punish. She wanted to understand the depths of human ingenuity, the limits of their courage, and the scope of their loyalty. Alex paused, for a moment catching his breath. He noticed the walls seemed alive, the energy responding to their every move. "Mara," he whispered. "It's like the palace is watching us." Mara nodded. "It is. But it's not hostile. At least not yet." Lyra's voice echoed softly in Alex's mind, though he did not realize it. "Observe. Adapt. Learn. That is what I seek." Alex smiled faintly, unaware of the connection. "Humans have always survived because we don't give up," he said aloud. "No matter what comes at us, we find a way." Lyra's eyes glowed, brighter. "Yes, that is exactly why you fascinate me. No other species I have observed has this combination of determination and creativity. You are small, yet your mind and spirit expand beyond expectation." She turned her attention to the crew. They were brave, yes, but they lacked the same intuition Alex possessed. They hesitated, they doubted themselves, yet they followed his lead. This was another human trait she found remarkable, the ability to trust and cooperate under pressure. Lyra floated silently above, contemplating the humans' potential. If guided, nurtured, perhaps they could achieve greatness in ways no other species can. They are young, yes, but their courage and adaptability. They could influence the galaxy in ways I have only imagined. Her gaze returned to Alex. The human engineer, small and seemingly ordinary, carried a spark that could ignite extraordinary change. He had not even realized the influence he had already exerted, on his crew, on the palace, and even on her. Lyra realized something else. Admiration alone was not enough. Humans needed guidance, challenge, and opportunity. She could provide them with these, but she could not interfere too directly. Their potential must be earned through action, through courage, through thinking under pressure. The humans reached a glowing chamber at the center of the maze. Alex, exhausted but alert, looked around. "We did it," he said, more to himself than anyone else. Lyra appeared, stepping from the shadows. Her eyes glowed softly, no longer intimidating but warm. "You have performed well, Alex. You have not only survived but inspired." Alex blinked, trying to process her words. "Inspired? Me?" "Yes," Lyra said. "Humans are capable of remarkable things. But you remind me why I continue to observe your kind. Your courage, ingenuity, and spirit, they are rare, and they deserve recognition." Alex felt a strange pride, a feeling he had never known. He was just a human, one among billions. Yet this alien being, ancient and wise, valued him. He realized that humans could achieve greatness not because of size or strength, but because of their spirit. Lyra floated above them, observing. "This is only the beginning. The galaxy is vast, full of danger and opportunity. Humans must learn, adapt, and endure, and Alec, you will show me how." The chamber pulsed with light, signaling the end of the current challenge. But both Alex and Lyra knew the tests were far from over. The humans had survived, but the universe was larger and more dangerous than either of them had imagined. The calm of Lyra's palace was suddenly broken. A sharp tremor ran through the crystal floors. The walls shivered and the air seemed heavier, charged with unfamiliar energy. Alex looked around, alarmed. What was that? Lyra's eyes glowed with intensity. Trouble approaches. Other beings, older than many stars, seek to claim what belongs to me. The humans' hearts raced. Mara grabbed Alex's arm. Are they enemies? Yes, Lyra said. They desire power, and they will not hesitate. You will face danger, and I want to see how humans respond. Alex clenched his fists. We've handled challenges before. We can handle this too. Lyra nodded. We shall see. From the sky outside the palace, dark shapes appeared. Alien ships, black and jagged, descended with terrifying speed. Their weapons glowed with lethal energy, far beyond what humans had seen. The palace itself pulsed defensively, but Lyra could not stop everything at once. Humans, Lyra said, your strength is not just in your bodies. Your minds, your strategy, your unpredictability. Use it. Alex studied the ships. They moved in formation, but patterns could be predicted. He glanced at his crew. We need to distract them, separate them. Use their own speed against them. Mara frowned. You really think humans can do this? Alex grinned, a spark of confidence in his eyes. We already have. Just watch. Using their shuttle's energy projectors, Alex created holographic decoys. The alien ships fired at them, hitting nothing but illusions. While the enemy was distracted, Alex guided the crew to the palace's defensive controls. The crystal walls responded to their commands, forming barriers and redirecting beams of energy toward the attackers. Lyra watched silently, intrigued. Humans are bold, she whispered. They do not fear, yet they do not act recklessly. This combination is rare. One ship broke through the defenses, heading straight for the humans. Alex's mind raced. He grabbed a panel and rerouted the palace's energy, creating a narrow corridor of force. The ship passed harmlessly through, trapped in an energy loop, until it floated away. The crew cheered, but Alex did not relax. There's more coming, keep your focus. Lyra hovered above, observing every move. She noticed how humans cooperated seamlessly under pressure. They trusted each other, adapting to new threats without hesitation. Their courage was not the recklessness of the young or inexperienced. It was thoughtful, calculated, and effective. They are remarkable, Lyra murmured. Even when faced with beings older and stronger, they do not falter. They rise to the challenge. Another wave of attackers descended. This time, Alex used a combination of human ingenuity and Lyra's palace energy. He calculated the ship's trajectories and synchronized the palace defenses with precise timing. The humans moved like a single organism, each member playing a role in the plan. Mara laughed, dodging a laser. I can't believe this is working. Alex smiled, focusing on his calculations. It's working because we think differently. Humans adapt. We improvise. That's our strength. Lyra's eyes glowed brighter, a soft hum surrounding her. She had seen countless civilizations fall to power and fear, but humans could adapt. They could surprise even her, the ancient guardian. The final wave of attackers approached, faster and more aggressive. Alex took a deep breath and analyzed their formation. Everyone, follow me exactly. Trust the plan. The humans moved with precision, creating a trap. The alien ships, confident and aggressive, fell into the energy loop Alex had designed. One by one, they were neutralized, unable to harm the palace or the humans. The palace was quiet after the battle, though a faint hum ran through the crystal walls. Alex walked slowly, examining the glowing panels. Even after surviving the attacks, he could feel that this place held deeper mysteries, waiting to be discovered. Lyra floated beside him, her glowing eyes focused on him with unusual intensity. You have proven yourselves capable of facing threats, she said. But there is more you must understand. My palace, it is not merely a structure. It is alive, and it relies on a source that sustains it. Alex frowned. A source? Like power for the lights or energy for the defenses? Lyra shook her head. Much more than that. This planet and palace are connected to an energy core, a force older than most stars. It is fragile, and if it fails, the entire palace could collapse. Everything here would be lost. The weight of her words hit Alex. Collapsed? You mean Everyone could be in danger. Lyra's glow dimmed slightly. Yes, even I cannot maintain control alone. I need assistance from a mind capable of ingenuity and adaptability. That is why I chose you, Alex. Alex took a deep breath, feeling both fear and excitement. So, you want me to fix it? Yes, Lyra said softly. But not just fix it. You must understand it, adapt it, and stabilize it. Human thinking is different. It can solve problems even I cannot predict. Alex felt a surge of determination. He had faced tests, mazes, and attacks, yet this challenge was different. It was not a battle of strength, but a test of intellect and creativity. He moved toward the central chamber, where the core floated above a pedestal of glowing crystal. It pulsed erratically, sending waves of energy through the palace. Alex could feel it in his chest, a resonance that made the air vibrate around him. Lyra's voice echoed softly. Be careful. The energy is unstable. One wrong move could trigger a collapse. Alex studied the core. Its energy pattern was complex, like nothing he had ever seen on Earth. Colors and pulses shifted unpredictably, reacting to the palace and everything around it. He realized that brute force or simple repairs would not work. He needed a plan. He glanced at Mara and the crew. I need materials and tools, crystal stabilizers, energy calibrators, anything we can use. The crew sprang into action, following his instructions. Alex worked quickly, analyzing the patterns and sending commands to the palace's energy systems. He noticed that the core responded differently to human input than it did to Lyra's. His intuition told him that humans were able to find solutions the palace itself could not anticipate. Lyra observed quietly, her glowing eyes softening. She had seen countless species try and fail to control this energy. Many lacked the patience, many lacked creativity. Alex had both. Hours passed, though time seemed strange near the energy core. Alex adjusted calibrators, rerouted energy flows, and stabilized feedback loops. The pulses began to synchronize, and the hum of the palace shifted from chaotic to harmonious. Mara watched in awe. Alex, it's working. The palace, it's alive but stable now. Alex nodded, wiping sweat from his forehead. It's responding. We did it, but it's not just me. This is teamwork. Humans think differently, and sometimes that's the key. Lyra floated closer, her presence calming yet intense. You have done more than repair the core. You have enhanced it. Humans are capable of seeing possibilities beyond my perception. That is why I chose you. Alex felt a mixture of pride and humility. I'm just a human engineer, but thank you. Lyra's eyes glowed softly. No, you are more than an engineer. You represent your species' potential, creativity, courage, and adaptability. You teach me something new about humanity. That is rare. Alex glanced around the chamber. The palace glowed with a steady, beautiful light, no longer chaotic. The crystal walls reflected patterns of energy, calm yet alive, responding to the human's presence. Lyra floated above the core. Now you see why this palace, this energy, must be protected. It is not merely for me. It holds knowledge, history, and power that could shape worlds. And humans. You have proven you can rise to that responsibility. Alex looked at her, understanding her admiration. So, you don't just want us to serve you. You want us to learn, adapt, and survive with you. Lyra's gaze softened. Yes, humans do not rely on fear or obedience alone. You rely on thought, ingenuity, and spirit. That is why I am fascinated by you. That is why I care. The crew gathered around Alex, tired but proud. They had not only survived alien tests and attacks, but had also helped stabilize a force that had existed for countless millennia. Their human determination and creativity had made the difference. Alex realized something important. Humans were not just explorers or survivors. They were innovators, capable of understanding and improving things even older and wiser than themselves. That was their true strength, the ability to adapt, create, and endure. Lyra's voice echoed softly in the chamber. This is only the beginning. You have proven humans can face challenges, survive attacks, and even enhance forces far older than your civilization. That is why I watch. That is why I am curious. That is why I value your spirit. Alex smiled faintly. I guess humans are more than just luck or strength. We survive because we learn, we adapt, and we never give up. That's what makes us humans. Lyra's eyes glowed brightly, reflecting the stabilized energy of the palace. Yes, and that is why your species will leave a mark upon the galaxy. Not through conquest, but through courage, creativity, and spirit. You are worthy of respect and admiration. Alex looked around at his crew, the palace, and Lyra herself. They had faced danger, solved problems, and discovered secrets that had remained hidden for eons. He realized the galaxy was vast, filled with unknowns. But humans could rise to any challenge. And Lyra, the ancient guardian of this mysterious world, would continue to watch, not as a ruler, but as a witness to humanity's potential, fascinated by the spark that no other species had shown. The palace was calm once more. The energy core pulsed steadily, its vibrant glow reflecting off the crystal walls. The threat of alien attackers had passed, and the humans had proven themselves capable of facing challenges that would have crushed most species. Alex walked slowly through the central chamber, still feeling the hum of the palace resonate in his chest. He looked at the glowing walls, the intricate patterns of energy, and the massive spires that seemed to stretch endlessly. It was a sight few humans had ever seen, and even fewer could claim to have survived its tests. Lyra floated beside him, her presence calm yet powerful. Her glowing eyes watched him with what felt like genuine admiration. You and your species have proven yourselves worthy, she said softly. Not because you are strong, but because you are clever, brave, and persistent. Humans possess qualities that are rare in the galaxy. Alex smiled faintly. I guess we humans are more than we sometimes think. We survive because we adapt, we learn, and we never give up. Lyra's glow brightened. Yes, that is why I watch you. That is why I am fascinated by your kind. You have courage, ingenuity, and spirit. You face danger, yet you do not fear the unknown. You act, and in doing so you teach others, me included, what is possible. The crew gathered around, tired but proud. They had faced moving mazes, energy challenges, and alien attacks, yet they had prevailed. Their trust in one another, their teamwork, and their quick thinking had made the difference. Mara looked at Alex. You were amazing back there. You guided us, calculated the moves, and wow. I think even Lyra respects humans now. Alex laughed softly. It wasn't just me, we did it together. Humans work best as a team, that's our strength. Lyra floated closer, her robe shimmering like liquid night. It is true. Humans are unique. Many species rise and fall without leaving a mark. But your kind, you inspire, you endure, and you innovate. That is why I value you, Alex, and your crew. You have shown that humans can face threats older and stronger than themselves and still rise to the occasion. Alex felt a strange warmth. He had always thought of humans as ordinary, even insignificant on the cosmic scale, and yet this ancient alien, powerful beyond imagination, regarded him and his crew with respect. Will we see you again? Mara asked, her curiosity shining through. Lyra's gaze softened. Perhaps. The galaxy is vast. You are explorers, survivors, innovators. Your presence will continue to interest me. And you may face challenges I cannot anticipate. When that happens, I will observe and perhaps guide, if it serves both our purposes. Alex nodded. I guess humans are never alone. Not really, we face the galaxy together. Lyra floated above the energy core, her glow reflecting off its stabilized patterns. You are not just survivors. You are capable of greatness. You may influence the galaxy not by conquest, but by courage, intelligence, and spirit. That is the human way. That is why I care for your kind. Alex looked around the chamber one last time. He had learned more in these days than he had in years of training and exploration. Humans were resilient. They were clever. They were capable of shaping the universe in ways that even ancient beings might never imagine. The shuttle was ready. The crew climbed aboard, taking one last look at the palace. Its spire shimmered like liquid crystal, alive and aware. Alex glanced at Lyra. "Thank you," he said simply. "For the challenges, for trusting us, and for believing humans are capable of more than we know ourselves." Lyra's glowing eyes met his. "No, Alex, thank you. You and your crew have reminded me why I continue to observe the galaxy. Humans are